Hi, everybody. It's Kira, teen librarian here at Buffalo City County Library District, sitting in Rawlings program room, old children's program room. And I'm here to do a demo of your Blackout poetry. I don't think you really need a demo because it's pretty. I gave you I told you pretty much what Blackout poetry was, but I was just going to show you a few that I did, and how you can sort of black out with more fun. Now, I'm not good at art, so I just scribbled mostly, but I used some different colors. I grabbed a couple other color markers. I didn't make it. I mean, you can make it beautiful. Mine are not beautiful looking, just so you know. I've also been really busy, so I didn't have long to work on these. But the first one I'm going to read you is not particularly. It's not. I basically just cross things out. But I thought this one is kind of funny in a dark way. I don't know. I'll read it to you. This is from the sheet I gave you from Margaret Burroughs. Not that it matters where it comes from. So the title, you won't be able to see it, but there's only one word on this page, and the title is Sorry. I heard folks knew that they is mean, including me, but me, mean me. So that's it. That's that one. It's a very serious poem that I made mean me from. Sorry, mean me from. Yeah. Okay, so the next one I made is from the Zoraida Cordova, sorry. Part of Love is Lost. So this one was not poetry to begin with. And I just sort of, you can see the boxes around the words and the arrows that show you which order the words go in, and then my scribbles. My scribbly scribbles. Okay, so I'll read it for you. Connection smile. Focus on numbers green. Love crumpled. Moon young. Someone told him, I deliver to friends. Magic takes thanks to stars. Seashells weird. Not a foolish choice. So that one's a bit weird, but more positive. And then I have, this one's pretty dark. And I'll just show you, this one doesn't have a title, but you can, well, actually it does. Sad Ruins up top. And you can see the arrows and some things blacked out. And then there's some more arrows and some scribbles. Sometimes the scribbles actually kind of look like something, but you'd have to look at it up close. And this is just scribbly. All right, so this one is my most serious one. So I'll read it to you. Sad Ruins. I cross the past and the present. Why deep trouble, disturbed? Call it jumbled massacre. It was not made up like machinery. Straight a non-person twitch and twitch again. Words cannot brave, no noise screams. I looked. The sun was risen. I loved it for that. This one's about the pandemic. So yeah, those were the three I did, and it's quite a, it's funny because Blackout poetry is easy, right? I mean, it's not easy, but it actually takes quite a lot of time. You have to go through and look for the kind of words that are in the piece, and also what kind of poem you are interested in making, and see how you can match them up, and what words sort of grab you and what don't, and it can shift as you're going through looking for words. It's actually, I think it's a pretty cool way of writing poetry. It's a little bit like Ulipo, except not quite as, high and mighty. If you don't know Ulipo, don't worry, almost no one does. Ulipo were a group of French poets and writers who would put these constraints on their writing. And sometimes they were very intense. Like Georges Perec wrote an entire book without the letter E, which, if you think about it, is incredible. And what's even more amazing is that someone translated it into English without the letter E. So yeah, they put these constraints on how they could write, and then they would produce pieces of art, whether it was poems or prose, but it's really amazing. And it spurred a sort of creativity that usually, a different sort of creativity. My favorite book, one of my favorite books ever, by the way, is not by a French member of Ulipo, by a Russian formalist who's not very well known outside of sort of PhD English programs, but his name is Victor Shklovsky. And the book is called Zoo, or Letters Not About Love. The whole point of the book, not the point, but he's in love with this woman. And she says, you can write to me, but you can never write me about love. So he writes these letters, these amazing letters about everything you could think of. And they're love letters. But they never mention love. They never mention the sort of tropes of love. But knowing this, sorry, my computer just went crazy. But knowing this, you see how these letters are actually about his love for her, even though they don't mention it and they're completely different. And it's a beautiful book. So it's sort of a rare book these days. I don't know if we have it. Most libraries don't, because it's a bit of an odd fish, the library of a book. But I think it's beautiful. So I hope you had fun with the Blackout poetry. I think it's quite challenging. And, people are sort of like, oh, Blackout poetry. But it's real. I mean, it takes a lot of work and a lot of consideration and creativity. So yeah, I hope you had fun with it. I had fun writing my sort of darkest one. I was sort of most serious when I was writing that one, and then I was trying to not be as serious. I'm just trying to find ways of connecting things, and so I've got my super weird one, then I've got my sort of ironic one about me, everyone, me, the apology, which is a little bit silly, but a little bit interesting at the same time. If you think about everyone being mean. Anyway, I hope you all are doing great. Unfortunately, nobody came to the program on Friday. I was super bummed. I don't have one scheduled for this Friday, but I think I will schedule one for next Friday. Just the same thing, just like drawing for my silly prompts, doing some drawing games if you want. There are a couple drawing games that we can play. They're pretty fun. And if people show, we get some food, right? Food, yay! Also, we miss you. Please take care of yourselves. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. If you're struggling, know that I also am struggling. I think a lot more people than might tell you are struggling, and if your struggle is getting intense, please tell somebody, and feel free to to call a helpline, because those people are trained. They can refer you to professional help if you need it. I don't want to lose any of you, and look out for your families and your friends. Okay, check in on people. When you say, "Oh, how you doing?" and they just say, "Fine," say, "No, I actually really want to know, how are you doing?" And have a conversation about how you're doing and why. Okay, that kind of conversation is super helpful. It'll make you feel less alone, and it'll make that other person feel less alone. Have a real conversation about how you're doing. Okay. My neighbor, who's my best friend in Pueblo, that's frequently how, I come home and I was like, "How was your day?" And, he says something like, "Hey, I'm still alive." And I ask, "Well, what was shitty about it?" "Oop, I just swore. Sorry." What was bad about it? Ask me about my day, And, we really actually want to know. And first we say, the cheap answer, but we keep going, We want to find out how the other really is and what we can do to help. So, push past fine with your friends, with your family. Be there for each other. Okay. It doesn't actually take that much, and it can make you feel better, even if you're doing okay. If somebody else isn't, and you can push past the fine and be there for them, not solve their problem, just listen and be there for them. Okay. All right. I will be back to my book talk on Thursday. And I hope that everyone is hanging in there, doing well. We miss you here. We miss programming. We miss hanging out. So take care, because I do care. Okay? You can't see me. I do care. I'm pointing at my heart. So have a good week. I know school is weird, but or maybe you're on spring break. If you're on spring break, woo-hoo! Go outside, have some fun. Come to the library for a couple hours. Maybe I'll be upstairs, and I'm not always up there because I work at my desk downstairs, but you can always ask for me. And if I'm not out of the building, I'll come up. We can introduce each other, we can get to know another face. I'm always excited to meet new people, especially people who are keen for the library. Anyway, take care of yourselves, okay? Take some deep breaths. Regardless of how you're feeling, it's good to take deep breaths every day. few minutes, just calm yourself. I have to do it because I get stressed out. All right. Take care. I'll see you Thursday if you want to see my book talk.